One of the most important moments in Ethereum's history and the larger cryptocurrency scene was the DAO breach in 2016. Over $150 million was invested in the DAO Decentralized Autonomous Organization, an ambitious project that sought to establish a venture capital fund on the Ethereum network. However, a significant theft of nearly 3.6 million Ether was caused by a serious flaw in its smart contract code, which sparked a heated discussion over security, ethics, and decentralization ideals among the Ethereum community. In addition to influencing Ethereum's future, this episode brought up significant issues regarding blockchain governance and trust. Let's get started. Introduced in early 2016, the DAO Decentralized Autonomous Organization was a groundbreaking idea that aimed to use blockchain technology to completely transform the venture capital industry. The DAO, which was developed on the Ethereum platform, was intended to function without conventional management structures, enabling investors to decide how to divide money among themselves. Smart contracts, self-executing agreements with the terms encoded straight into code, made this feasible by enabling automated and transparent decision-making. In just a few weeks, the DAO's fundraising campaign raised over $150 million from over 11,000 investors, demonstrating the tremendous interest in decentralized finance and the potential of blockchain technology to upend traditional financial structures. In return for their Ether contributions, investors acquired DAO tokens, which, depending on how many tokens they owned, gave them the ability to vote on project proposals. By enabling anybody with Ether to contribute to the financing of creative initiatives and encouraging accountability and openness in the investment process, this concept sought to democratize investment decisions. But this bold endeavor also brought up important issues regarding security, governance, and the roles of decentralized groups, laying the groundwork for what would happen later that year. The DAO was not impervious to flaws in its smart contract design, even with its novel structure. It was found that the contract's handling of Ether withdrawals had a particularly serious weakness. A re-entrancy attack was made possible by the vulnerability, which is a kind of exploit in which a hacker repeatedly calls a function before the preceding execution is finished. When a user made a withdrawal request in the DAO's example, the contract would update the user's balance internally after sending out Ether. An attacker may drain more Ether than they were allowed to before the contract had an opportunity to update its records if they were able to quickly and repeatedly invoke this withdrawal function due to a design issue. This error brought to light a larger problem with smart contract security in the Ethereum ecosystem. A large number of developers were still learning how to construct secure code for decentralized applications. The event made it clear that before implementing smart contracts on public blockchains, thorough security assessments and testing procedures are essential, as developers look to stop similar vulnerabilities from being exploited in the future. It also spurred conversations about best practices in smart contract creation and enhanced scrutiny of already existing projects. One of the biggest hacks in Bitcoin history occurred on June 17, 2016, when an attacker used a very complex strategy to take advantage of a flaw in the DAO's smart contract. The attacker quickly withdrew money from the DAO contract by starting a sequence of recursive calls and taking advantage of the re-entrancy weakness. They were able to siphon out almost 3.6 million Ether in a matter of hours, which at the time was worth about $70 million. This was an incredible figure that shocked the cryptocurrency community. In addition to the extent of the theft, this attack was particularly concerning since it showed how easily and fast an exploit could be implemented in a decentralized setting where transactions are final once they are verified on the blockchain. It is interesting to note that rather than totally depleting the DAO's resources, the attackers ceased their activities after removing a sizable amount of money. The Ethereum community had a crucial window of opportunity to organize and plan how to react to this unprecedented vulnerability during this pause. In addition to raising security issues within the DAO, the hack sparked worries about vulnerabilities in all decentralized apps running on Ethereum and other blockchains. A concerted reaction from all Ethereum community members, developers, investors, miners, and thought leaders was desperately needed in the immediate wake of the theft. Initially, the focus was on minimizing losses while maintaining user confidence and network integrity. Vitalik Buterin suggested a soft fork, which would change Ethereum's protocol to blacklist the hackers' address on the network, preventing them from accessing their stolen money. But as developers looked more closely at this idea, they found certain possible weaknesses that could be used to exploit this soft fork itself. These weaknesses were primarily related to worries about network stability and security issues that come with making such changes too quickly. Members of the community became divided over this issue. Some argued that intervention was necessary to recover lost money, while others contended that changing the history of the blockchain would compromise its core values of immutability and decentralization, which are what initially drew many users to cryptocurrencies. This discussion brought to light differing perspectives on community governance and demonstrated a basic conflict between security and principle in decentralized systems. The Ethereum community finally chose a hard fork as a way to reverse transactions and return stolen money to its original investors after much discussion and analysis of several possible solutions, including both soft fork and hard fork possibilities. This choice was laden with moral dilemmas. It required balancing pragmatic results against philosophical precepts about the immutability of blockchain technology, which is a fundamental conviction of many cryptocurrency supporters who see blockchains as unchangeable records of reality. After extensive deliberation and stakeholder consensus building, Ethereum successfully implemented this hard fork on July 20, 2016, allowing impacted users to recoup their lost investments while essentially erasing the effects of the breach from its blockchain history. This action, however, caused a great deal of controversy, both inside and beyond the community. Critics claimed that it created a risky precedent for future interventions in decentralized systems by implying that in times of crisis or difficulty, governance may take precedence over unchangeable code. As blockchain communities struggle with questions of autonomy versus intervention, this discussion on governance systems is still relevant today. Two separate blockchains were created as a result of the hard fork, Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. This division would have long-term effects on both communities. Ethereum continued its development trajectory, which was centered on scalability improvements and innovation in decentralized applications (dApps), while implementing changes from the hard fork that allowed for the recovery of cash lost during the heist. After the hack, this new chain established itself as a premier platform for DeFi projects and other blockchain-based applications, drawing a lot of investment and development activity. Ethereum Classic, on the other hand, kept its original chain intact without changing or reversing any transactions it did, this even though it lost access to the money that was stolen during the hack. Purists felt that changing the history of the blockchain compromised its fundamental principles of immutability and resistance to censorship. As a result of divergent views on governance and technological advancement, both chains have developed distinct identities over time. Ethereum has come to represent creativity and flexibility in DeFi ecosystems, while Ethereum Classic has stayed committed to values firmly anchored in upholding an unaltered ledger. In addition to serving as a warning about the security flaws in smart contracts, the DAO hack had significant ramifications for Ethereum and the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem. It also taught us a valuable lesson about governance models in decentralized organizations, specifically how stakeholders should collaborate to make decisions and how to intervene when problems occur in these systems. As developers work to increase security measures against potential exploits like those observed during the DAO incident, it specifically brought attention to the pressing need for strong auditing procedures prior to deploying smart contracts on public blockchains. This lesson continues to shape best practices in smart contract development today. Additionally, it drew regulatory attention from governments around the world. In the wake of this incident, many regulators started advocating for more transparent regulations regarding cryptocurrencies and initial coin offerings (ICOs), because they were worried about investor protection and market stability in light of the growing interest in digital assets among the general public, looking for alternative investment opportunities outside of traditional financial systems. Even though Ethereum recovered from this crisis and went on to become a cornerstone of decentralized finance, the DAO hack continues to serve as a reminder of the risks associated with innovation in blockchain technology. It also serves as a valuable lesson for future projects concerning security procedures, governance, frameworks, and the morality of crisis intervention. Finally, it supports ongoing conversations about striking a balance between decentralization and accountability in quickly changing digital economies. The DAO breach continues to be a crucial point in Ethereum's development and the history of cryptocurrencies. It emphasized the complexity of governance in decentralized systems and the significance of strong security features in smart contracts. The DAO hack serves as a reminder of the difficulties and obligations involved in creating a decentralized future as Ethereum develops and innovates more. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.